Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video, we are going to unbox the much expected Zhanmadao Battlefleet Set, which is this giant flying city for the Empire and more specifically for the Chinese, even though it can also be used as a Korean ship. Basically, all Japanese, Korean, and Chinese are about this massive sky fortress. We will take a look at what is inside, and while we wait for the what to build video on this, which might be a little bit short because there are not so many options, I will give you at the end of this video some tips about what to build and how you can play these absolutely massive ships. First of all, let's unbox this and see what is inside. And I would like to remind you that if you put a little comment under this video, you can participate in our summer 2023 contest and gain a chance to win an entire Commonwealth battle fleet. Without further ado, let's open the box. Okay, so inside we do get, first things first, some flight stands. That seems obvious, but yeah, all these units that you see are flying units, so of course you will need some flight stands so they can hold, and you also need some bases. So 2 bases for the smaller Tianshao or Zaiwei, you can build them as either, and then a huge, like this is the largest base in the game right now, and this is going to be for the Zhanmadao itself. Then you have a lot of SRS token. Because you can have, if you build the smaller ones as the aircraft carrier version, let's say, you need 8 SRS token, 4 for each, okay, good. And then the Zhanmadao itself can send, I think, 10 SRS tokens, so here are his. Finally, we get these sprues. We'll see if they're all the same. What we can say though is that, first of all, it's highly detailed. If you can see, I tried to get some of the daylight. Yeah, there is a lot of things to analyze there. First of all, there is this little SRS token that you can glue on the tokens there. Very good. What do we get? We have a lot of little tiny details, like these little dojos that we recognize. They're supposed to boost the fray value and giving you elite crew. Okay, great. And then there are a lot of little things that you can use to customize and build the floating city right there. But what I'm thinking is that it's going to be great for terrain as well. Like if you want to customize some islands, I think I've seen Speed Demon painting showcasing what he's starting to work with. He got his box like a couple of weeks ago, and I've seen him already sharing using these as a terrain to customize some islands, and it works really well. Now look at this, like there are some little ships there. I wonder how it works, probably in the center, but yeah, you can see that it's a little aircraft carrier thing. And I'm not sure like this will ever be visible if you put some stuff on top, but damn, it looks just great. So much detail. Like if you want to paint everything, it's gonna take a while, or you can just paint the visible part, which is the more sensible decision, but who am I to stop you if you decide to paint absolutely every single detail? But yeah, again, and this is something we've said already before, but this is great all around as a unit, but especially all these things can really help you to make some great terrain. And this is very important. Some people sometimes share videos or photos of their game where there is almost no terrain, and this can really impact the feeling of the game, because Dystopian Wars is a very lethal game. Like if you have a good line of sight and good range, you can one-shot even some of the larger battleships if you're a little bit lucky. So it's really important to have some line of sight blocking terrain to really have the most fun and tactical balanced experience, and this can really help you to make your islands look very beautiful. You can see there is some magma caster here, quite an important generator for the Empire. Some shields. We'll talk about the Zhanmadao, but he does need his shields. He needs I think 4 of them for his construction, and this might be the interface, I think, or the Great Wall. No, this is probably the Great Wall. The interface is another one. But yeah, we can see a lot of things. This is the same sprue, the second one. We get a third exact same sprue and 6 times the same sprue. Okay, that is quite interesting. So obviously this little thing, which is basically 4 Sky Fortress together, is going to use 4 of the sprues, and then each sprue can make one of the Tianshao or Zaiwei. So you got 6 sprues. I think this box is sold 55 pounds, but when you consider like you get all these plastic sprues and how large this is going to look on the table, I think it is a really good deal. And again, I love all of this. Like, to be honest, even if you just want to make a Empire themed table and you just buy all of this just to make terrain everywhere, for £55 you can have an entire table looking as an Empire. And that is a really good deal. The fleet is going to be very fun to play, but again, like, I want to point out that you can use it for other things as well. You can even, and that I think what I will do, is to build those things and paint them, but not put them on the little flight stands, just put them on the water and make them like as kind of like floating citadels, like kind of like in Red Alert 3, for those who have seen these giant turtle fortresses. Well, kind of the same thing. They're gonna act as island, and it's gonna be really fun. And yeah, expect that in our campaign very soon, in our narrative campaign, especially now that the Empire controls the Citadel Omega. They might customize it a little bit. So yeah, again, like, so many vivid details. I especially like this part with the little aircraft carriers. You can put it on the other side if you want to put the flamethrowers, and just such a good quality of plastic. Like, there is no space that is not used. They really tried to put as much on this little sprue as they could. Of course, they put some little reactor like this, because this giant thing does need a lot of power to stay afloat, obviously. And yeah, you get 6 of those sprues. I think you've seen them quite good on the video. I tried to give you a little insight like this, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of little details and a lot of things you can build. Again, if you decide to use part of it for the terrain, I would recommend first to build the ships and then see what is left, so you can use on terrain and not the other way around. Otherwise, you might not know exactly what will be needed. As always, the building instructions are available for free on the War Cradle website. And now that we've seen like this, I just want to take a little moment to talk about what you can do with these ships. Of course, you're gonna want to build one of these Zhanmadao right there. As you can see, there is this shield tower right there in the middle, which is why you need so many of these shield generators. And this is like something about 400 points, but it's so worth it. It's gonna be, first of all, it's gonna look so good on the table when you play this. You can play it independently, because it's one of the very rare battle fleets where just the flagship on its own is enough. It has a shield tower, so it's gonna be -5 dices when you attack it. That's already huge. It has a crazy amount of ADV. It has flag barrage 12, which is insane. Like, I don't think anything else in the game has flag barrage 12. Flag barrage 10, yes, but 12, no. It has just so many things already. It has an absolutely incredible free value of 22. Rocket batteries all around, and it's just going to be a very resilient anchor. You can either play it kind of like in the background, sending SRS token and shooting with its rocket batteries and staying afar, or you can even use strategic reserve to put this right from the beginning in the backyard of your opponent and asking him like, okay, deal with it and good luck, because this thing is going to be tough. It is an aerial unit, but unlike many other aerial units, it is not fragile by any stretch. Like, if your opponent tries to shoot at it with rockets, which is usually what you want to do with the little aerial units, it's gonna be -5 dices, then crazy ADV. If you send SRS, it has flag barrage. Those guys has flag barrage as well, 4 and 5. So like, you have such a powerhouse right there. So really good unit to play. It is very expensive, of course. 400 is probably one of the most expensive units in the game, but damn, you're gonna feel the impact. Then you get those two. You get the Zhai and the Qianshao. Basically the difference between the two, and we can see it here, no? But one of them has the little flamethrowers here, and one of them, we don't see it here, does get, yeah, we see here, gets to send some SRS token as a little flying castle aircraft carrier. So that's quite cool, first of all. And this, between the two, I would probably go with the aircraft carrier version, the Qianshao. Which is, well, it is going to be aerial, so it's hard to get, because even if you are at closing range, you're considered long range, so with gun battery it's hard to go and pick them up. It does want to stay a bit far away, and it's very good in this. But you also have the Zhai Wei, which is very much more close combat monster. It has these flamethrower, the Hyokyong, which are very efficient, and it gained in the latest Orbit the rule a landing vessel, which is, first of all, it's incredibly cool to think that this is little drop castles. Either they have paratroopers going around, but I also want to imagine these castles just landing on an island and dropping their gates and just hordes of samurais go out. Like, this is very like Warhammer 40k style, over-the-top action, but then wouldn't that be cool? Come on. And they got a little bit cheaper, they have good flag barrage value, and they're just actually much more of a question. I would recommend to put at least one of them as a Qianshao, so you can just stay next to the Zhanmadao and escort it as a little escort. Personally, I would probably put both of them as Qianshaos, but do know that the Jaiwei is very good, especially if you need some ships to put a lot of pressure. The Jaiweis will probably need, or at least very much enjoy, strategic reserves. So if you do plan on putting the Zhanmadao as a strategic reserve bomb and be like, okay, deal with it, then put some Jaiweis with it. And if you want it to just survive the whole game and be in the back and send SRS after SRS wave, then put some Qianshao, and it's gonna combo very well. That is going to be it for this little unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed. As always, please give us a like, it really helps, and give us a little comment, it helps even more, and it also gives you a chance to win an entire Commonwealth battle fleet. Alright, thank you for having watched until the end. Until the next video, take care of yourself, and remember to keep spreading the love all around. Bye!